What do you do if you want to get underwater footage, but you don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a quality waterproof housing? Ta-da! What is this? How is this? Why is this? All your questions will be answered when we... Okay guys, when I'm still talking, we can't just cut in the middle of it. You know what I mean? I have to... Okay, like that. You can't just... Okay, let's move on. This is the Sea Frog Salted Line waterproof housing for the Sony FX3 and FX30. If you're not that experienced with salted line or any waterproof housings for cameras in general, and you're just getting your feet wet with all this gear talk, there are a few things worth keeping in mind. Without any waterproofing protection at all, you might be stuck having your camera on a tripod or even holding it in your hands. To get decent enough footage from that distance, you might be stuck spending a lot of money on a really long lens that'll get you close enough to the action. In those instances, I've found that I sometimes miss details since I'm so far away, and I've also felt like I've been creatively limited, stuck to just certain angles. And there's also the running and gunning style, which could risk you losing your camera to the elements. And that's a no-no. For years, I had one of those universal camera bags. You can find them cheaply online, and it functioned well enough, but there's some issues that I ran into. One is that I had really limited camera control, but there were no dedicated access points to specific buttons on the camera. Zooming in and out was really cumbersome, and changing any settings on the back of the camera was nearly impossible. Second, it really felt like a glorified plastic bag. It was robust enough to keep water out if I was at the pool or something, but since it's so cheaply made, it was really difficult to feel confidence in it holding out the water well enough, especially after owning it for more than a year. The third issue I ran into was lens limitations. It was really built for only one type of lens, and so if I wanted something longer or I wanted to put a wide angle lens on my camera, I ran into the issue of it barreling and vignetting the edges of my frame or just not being able to fit in the housing at all. Oh no, I need to change my camera settings while I'm out in the water. And I also need to use a different lens. The camera house. Have you seen one of these? Attached to the housing is this lens port. It's designed for my 24-70. It fits it perfectly. I haven't had any issues with it being too barreled out when it's zoomed out or not giving me enough room to zoom in. It actually has a gear wheel on the side that attaches to a ring that comes with the housing that attaches to the zoom ring on your lens and allows me to zoom in and out while I'm out getting my action shots out in the water. As far as more subtle functionality designs, there's even this thumb grip here. There's a beveled edge that your thumb can catch on, so when you're gripping it just one-handed, I feel really confident about it staying in my hand. Now, if you wanted to mod it out, on the bottom of the housing, there are screw holes in case you wanted a frame to put around the side to have additional handles. This one, I just have the lanyard that it comes with. It has this that just tightens. I feel like for my style of content, that's plenty for me. So the other day, I got my FX30, popped it in here with my 24-70 and got some test footage. If we had montage footage, that probably plays sometime right now. Huge thanks to Salted Line for providing this camera housing for this video. I had a blast taking it out in the ocean, getting some footage with my friends. This was genuinely fun to use. Thanks for sticking around. If you have any questions about this housing or any gear I use for any of my content, feel free to comment below. I'd love to have a conversation about something that we both have mutual interest in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.